Florida car insurance laws. What you should know. Florida is the third most populous state in the country and has more than 14 million licensed drivers on the road. If you live or are moving to Florida, you should learn more about what it's like to drive in the state and what its auto insurance laws are like. What are the Florida car insurance laws like? Read this article to get more information. Brief about Florida car insurance laws. In Florida, it is common to see a variety of cars. Many Floridians live on or near the coast, so locals often ride non-traditional vehicles, like water bikes, golf carts, go-karts, and more. Despite the fact that these types of vehicles do not require insurance, the state of Florida requires that all conventional four-wheelers have a minimum level of auto insurance. What are the Florida car insurance requirements? Florida has some of the lowest auto insurance claims in the country, which means that Florida drivers who receive only the minimum coverage required may not have enough coverage to be protected in an accident. Unlike most states, Florida does not automatically require motorists to have bodily injury liability insurance. It's insurance that covers other drivers' medical expenses when you cause an accident. But in some cases, such as if you commit certain traffic violations, you may have to purchase bodily injury liability insurance. Florida car insurance laws are relatively straightforward. Car insurance is legally required. Florida drivers must purchase no-fault coverage before they can legally register and operate their vehicle in the state. Insurance must be purchased from a licensed provider. Florida motorists must purchase car insurance from a licensed Florida insurance company. Continuity insurance. Vehicle owners must maintain continuous insurance for the duration of their registration, regardless of the vehicle's location. Military personnel are the only exception. Cancellation. Florida drivers moving out of state must surrender their license plates and registration before canceling their policy. In addition, Florida auto insurance requirements state that the minimum no-fault coverage amount you must carry is $10,000 in personal injury protection, $10,000 in property damage liability insurance. Personal injury protection insurance, PIP, personal injury protection, also known as PIP, is auto insurance that covers your personal medical expenses up to the limit described in the PIP policy. Personal injury protection, PIP, pays for your medical expenses, regardless of your fault. PIP only covers 80% of the cost of care in Florida. If you are injured in a collision, you will have to pay the remaining 20% with health insurance or your own money. You can purchase $10,000 worth of PIP coverage per accident, but you won't be able to increase your limit. This coverage also includes a $5,000 death benefit and a disability benefit that reimburses policyholders for 60% of lost income if they are unable to work due to an injury. Property damage liability insurance, PDL. Property damage liability is responsible for paying to repair someone else's property if you are at fault in an accident. For example, if you lose control of your vehicle and crash into the rear of another driver, property damage liability insurance will cover repairs to the other vehicle. Note that this insurance does not cover damage to your car or personal property. The required liability insurance in Florida is at least $10,000, which is a very low amount and will likely not be enough to cover damages in a larger accident, so motorists are advised to purchase insurance higher risk if they can afford to pay. Florida's penalties for driving without car insurance. Florida car insurance laws requirements state that all motorists must have at least the required minimum coverage. Failure to comply will result in penalties, sanctions, and other consequences. Uninsured drivers in Florida who are caught can have their driver's license and registration suspended for up to 3 years. They can also be fined $150 to $500, depending on whether the offense is first or not. In addition, Motorists who fail to provide proof of insurance documentation when required by law enforcement may have their driver's license suspended for up to 3 years. After your license is suspended, you may have to purchase FR22 coverage to get your license back. In addition to legal penalties, there are potential financial consequences of driving without insurance. If you are at fault in an accident, you will not have car insurance to pay for any damage you cause. That means you will probably lose a huge amount of money to pay for compensation or car repairs. Car insurance based on credit score. How to improve your credit score. Your overall financial health, especially your car insurance based on credit score, is very important. You may be eligible for lower interest rates, a larger line of credit, or loan approval with a good credit score. There are strategies to increase your credit score if it's not the best. While it may take some time, increasing your insurance score and decreasing your credit score can lead to lower auto insurance rates. Pay your bills instantly. Your payment history is one factor used to calculate credit-based insurance scores. Companies may assume you have poor money management skills if you have a history of unpaid bills and past due credit card debt. As a result, you may not have enough money on hand to cover small losses. You can then file an additional claim accordingly. Your insurance score and overall credit score can go up if you consistently pay your bills on time. Reduce the number of hard credit queries. There are 2 types of car insurance based on credit score claims: hard checks and soft checks. Every time you apply for a line of credit, the business that considers you a customer will retrieve your credit report, which is a difficult requirement and has an impact on your score. It's a soft investigation, so your credit rating during the insurance company's quote process won't affect your actual credit score. A large number of difficult questions can reduce your score. You may want to think twice before applying for a loan or line of credit if you're trying to improve your credit. Check your score often. Tracking your car insurance based on your credit score has several advantages. Knowing